Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 5.
Is Real Housewives of Potomac trying to get the #1 spot?
I feel like it. This was an episode. This was an episode, y'all.
They are trying to get their #1 spot back. And I feel like this episode was a great episode. Great episode. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Blair, walk us through this episode.
All right. So Mia, they're all still at the dinner, and Mia shares how Karen butt dialed her and Joy.
Yeah.
Karen was saying that she was with someone else, but the girls think that she's with Ray. Well, Karen doesn't really know what they're talking about. She does remember that they were drinking that night, and she had gotten her car to drive off, but she ended up calling a driver instead. And Mia says, well, Karen, okay, she's kind of admitting that she was drunk driving since she got behind the wheel and was driving, and then she called her driver. But she says that Karen actually drunk called her on her way home the next day. Karen said that Mia sat on this for 3 years. Now she thinks it's time to bring it up. And Mia's like, I brought it up because you called Jacqueline a liar. So she's going to defend her friend.
I'm going to defend Jacqueline. Oh, man, poor Jacqueline.
Stacy asks, why did you have this in your back pocket for 3 years? And then, Mia's just like, you didn't want to say it. Basically, they asked why, and her friend Joy pops up and says Mia probably didn't want to say it because she wanted someone who was there to back her up, so that's why she wanted to say it, because I'm here. No, Joy. No. Mia's just just don't come for my friends. Karen says that she has been through a lot. She owns her good as well as her bad. And she asked, so how is everything going with Ray? How's Ray taking all of that's going on right now? And Karen says that they were having their moments, and, in marriage, you have your moments, but he's a soldier. He's always had her back, and they are continuing to work on their marriage.
You see, this is so funny to actually recap and review the episode, especially seeing it all the way through, because now this first scene makes so much sense, because here's the thing about it. Mia over here trying to be nice nasty. Yeah. She's trying to be passive aggressive. And you can't be passive aggressive with someone like Karen. You can't, if you go come at her, you need to come at her. You can't make it seem like you're concerned where really you're trying to throw shade, as we go see later on throughout the episode. What is your thoughts on this scene?
I just thought it was unnecessary for Mia to bring up. Jacqueline, if she felt the need to defend herself from Karen, she should have defended herself from Karen. I didn't think Mia needed to step in to pull some mess that was 3 years ago. And we also know Mia be lying. Yeah. So it even is weirder that, okay, so Karen butt dialed you in the morning on her way home. So you were with your friend Joy the next morning after y'all had dinner. So it just all comes across very weird when Mia tells stories.
Yeah.
So.
And unfortunately, the only part I disagree with you about, Blair, is Jacqueline do need help. Yeah. Jacqueline do need somebody to defend her. Yeah. Okay. Because man, let's keep going. Okay.
Well, after the dinner, Stacy tells Karen that she needs a trophy. They've been coming for her every 5 minutes.
Stacy, just pull it back a little bit. Listen, I have no problem with Stacy, right? But Stacy just come off as if it's kissing at the throne of one of the anchors of the show. Like she don't need a trophy. Okay. Karen is not new to this. She's true to this. She don't need a trophy.
As you can tell.
I'm just saying, she don't need a trophy. Okay. Just sit back and wait for your friend to call you later on in the episode. Okay.
And Karen tells her all you have to do is own your truth, and that's all you can do.
Well, I don't know you've been owning your truth, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So Mia felt like she had to help Jacqueline because Jacqueline was sinking, so she had to help out her girl.
Worse.
And Mia feels that Karen admitted that she left the restaurant, got drunk, and drove. So she's admitting to it. I'm just like, Mia, are you the investigator? Are you trying to catch her in a lie or something about her drunk driving? What was it, 3 years ago or something like that? Mia, please. Yeah. What are you trying to do right now?
And it's a shame that even her own friend admitted that, Jacqueline was sinking. Jacqueline was drowning in her own tears.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So Stacy FaceTimed her friend TJ. He wants her to share and lean into the camaraderie of the ladies. He told her that, you can talk about me. You can share more about me. I want you to talk about me.
Now, this is crazy, right? Because when the FaceTime first started, they start off with little compliments, and then he was like, oh, you wearing that orange? And she was like, yeah, it's your favorite color. And then that's when Stacy was like, you are the topic of conversation and things like that. They talking about you. And then it kind of turned into, well, that's something that we talked about. And like I told you, when they do that, lean into it, you know. What was your thoughts on that?
I was like, why you want to be talked about so bad, TJ?
By women.
I'm just like, sounds like he want to be on Housewives.
It sounds like
he wants to be a flute holder.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. TJ,
Yeah.
hey, man, why you want to be the topic of conversation amongst all these women, man? Like, especially in that way, because it's not like she's talking about you in a way that will make people like want to talk about you. It's kind of weird. They talking about you like in a way, not like in a good way. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I just think it would be weird for her to talk about him because they're not in a relationship.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, that's your best friend. Y'all aren't sleeping together. So what is there to say?
Exactly. So it came off as if like you want your little 5 minutes of fame. We ain't gonna give it to you though.
Well, Wendy and Jassy, they meet him on the FaceTime.
Yeah.
He tells her that he loves her. He misses her. She says it too. And Wendy said in the confessional that it felt kind of like a Bible school camp type of relationship.
Vacation Bible school. I actually remember those days.
So everyone stays up until midnight to say happy birthday to Wendy for her 40th. And Wendy is giving a speech that this is one of the greatest birthdays ever. She's happy that they stayed up to make sure that they ushered in this new chapter for her. And when the clock strikes midnight, they all get to twerk and dancing and telling her happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And she talks about how her mom, she would, tell her mom that she would have concerns about getting older. And her mom was saying that people who have concerns or fears about getting older is because they're not happy with things that they haven't accomplished in life. And Wendy goes through about the things that she's accomplished when it comes to work, family, education, entrepreneurship. So she is happy with all that she's been able to do with her 40 years at this point.
And truth be told, we both agree. You know what I mean? There's nothing really much to add to that. Let's keep going with the birthday celebration.
Yeah. So it is the next day. Today is Wendy's birthday.
Yeah.
Mia and Jacqueline have a chat, and Jacqueline feels that Karen has been pretty tough. Mia, they changed the conversation to how things are going with Mia and Gordon. Apparently, Gordon has been blowing Mia's phone up since she's been away. And she feels like he does this every time she's away. He doesn't want her to have a good time. Apparently, he got upset about an Instagram post that was from like back in April. He said that he feels used. And she says that she hasn't left his side. She has not used him.
Yeah.
Jacqueline shares with us in the confessional that Mia is spoiled and she likes for G to wait on her hand and foot, and he still does. And, she probably does need to cut the cord when it comes to G.
Yeah.
She says it was a stupid decision for them to move into the same vicinity, pretty much the same apartment building.
Yeah. I mean, but that's nothing like this whole relationship that you have with Gordon and with Ink is all stupid.
Yeah.
Like it started from stupid, it's going to end stupid. It's just all a mess. You know what I'm saying?
And Jacqueline tells her that, well, you probably could stop saying that you love him. If he's not over you and you're not willing to give him a second chance because that's something that he wants, then you need to be a little bit more careful with your words. Also, him seeing you around Ink and the kids with Ink, you probably need to stop bringing him around in those situations.
Yeah.
But Mia says that he wants to be around. He throws a fit because after he's around, it was too much for him to handle.
Yeah.
Then she goes into the confessional talking about how just dealing with his mania, it just feels like a train going off the rails. And she's trying to manage it with the help of different professionals and how to be a support to a loved one who deals with bipolar issues.
Yeah. I think she used the word maniac. And I was like, hold on, is that offensive?
She said mania.
Are you sure she said mania?
Yeah, dealing with his mania.
Oh, because I thought she said when you're dealing with a maniac. And I was like, wait a minute, because I lift my head up and I was like, is that offensive? Well, whichever one it was, I feel like, how can I put it? For some reason, I feel like Mia is hedging her bets, right? I feel like she is, quote unquote, done with Gordon, but keeping him close enough just in case the Ink thing don't work. Right. Okay. Because Mia just seemed like the type of person that is a opportunist. Like you really don't know what Mia feels and what Mia is really about because she's going to jump on the opportunity that's going to serve her first, in my opinion. Okay.
Well, G tells her that you're keeping me close to keep your life easier. And Mia's like, he's the kid's dad. Like, he's going to be around. He's their father. He, has thanked her for caring for him in past text messages. And she feels like, how is she using him when she's taking care of him? And Jacqueline confirms that she is helping him financially.
Well, okay.
Yeah, the Mia and G situation, I don't know. It's ghetto. So I don't know what to say. He gave her permission to sleep with Ink. He lost his money. Now she want to be with Ink. I mean, he left his wife to be with Mia, who was a stripper at the time, or what was it, a waitress selling steaks at the strip shop or whatever. I don't know, because she was trying to say she's not a stripper. She was a waitress at the place.
Okay.
She was serving steak and lobster. But whatever she was doing, they got together off of terrible pretenses. So whatever comes of that, y'all deserve it.
Pretty much. So, I got none of that.
Well, Gizelle is at the twins' cap and gown ceremony. They have a speech basically saying how they're great daughters, Gizelle and her ex Jamal, and they touch on Giselle's dad and how he had a great impact on the girls.
There's none of that for me from that in that scene, really.
Right. So, scene of the night.
Okay.
The ladies have breakfast together. Wendy talks about how one of her bucket list activities is to jump out of a plane, and Ashley shares that she went skydiving. It was she and Michael's second date, and she's just like, you just kind of float in the air, and you know, you feel suspended in the air, and it's it doesn't feel like you're falling.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, y'all.
Don't listen to Blair. Okay, skydiving is. I
did indoor skydiving, dislocated my shoulder, had to have surgery. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Blair has weak bones, y'all. Okay, it is fun. Skydiving is fun. It is exactly that experience. Okay.
Okay. So Mia is going to show them around and show them a doctor's office that she opened up. Something about a Dr. McDaddy was like the first doctor that they got hired there.
Okay.
Gizelle FaceTimes Wendy and sings her happy birthday, and Wendy tells her, we're happy and excited to have you back so we can celebrate and I can hear you sing happy birthday in person. I was like, whoa, this is a turn of events. I was like, whoever got into Giselle's butt really got up inside her booty hole, because I cannot imagine Gizelle doing this with Robin still being on the show. Like, she would not speak to Wendy at all.
Of course not. Of course not.
Even at Wendy's event where they were like doing like practicing the rolling up, you know, and all that type of stuff. It was Wendy's event. She didn't even look at her.
No.
So yeah, I don't believe it, but I'm happy to see that this is a lighter, you know, episode, lighter season for Gizelle.
Even though I don't believe it, I feel like Wendy's happy.
Yeah.
I feel like Wendy always wanted, at least at some point of her career on the show, wanted Giselle's approval. And I think this may seem kind of wrong to say, I think the show is more digestible with Robin and Candiace off of it, because you can easily see somebody got to pick sides and things of that nature, like last season and things like that. So the fact that they are off the show, basically like, hey, Candiace, you don't have to be with Wendy, and then y'all have to basically serve each other, and y'all don't got to talk to them, and Gizelle don't have to basically be with Robin, and they not talking to them. Guess what? I'm going to call both of y'all into my office and let y'all know, hey, Gizelle, you need to do something about this, or else you going to be gone. And even Wendy said, hey, look, y'all, it is my new best friend, y'all. Yeah. Like Gizelle, listen here, there's a lot of reasons, and I'm sure the season's still early. Gizelle will give us a reason to talk about her. You get what I'm saying? But so far, so good. I have nothing to say 5 episodes in.
I don't feel like Wendy's buying into it like that. I think Wendy is just enjoying it for what it is, but she knows Gizelle really don't fool with her. Yeah. Like, she's not fooled. That's why she didn't go to Giselle's event.
That is true.
She don't care, for real.
That is true. Or maybe she like Karen more, but I do think that is the point too.
Yeah. Wendy wants her 40s to be zen and just moving on and not having any grudges or bitterness. And Jacqueline says, you know, if you hold grudges, it'll make you bitter. And Mia co-signs and adds that it'll make you a bitter old bee. Ooh. Kind of trying to throw shade at Karen in a way.
Look, see. Look. You setting your friend up, Mia. You're setting your friend
because
up.
Because Jacqueline really didn't even direct that at Karen.
No.
But Kiarna thinks that they need to cool off on Karen, and she didn't understand why Mia felt the need to throw a 3-year throwback situation in Karen's face. And Kiarna was proud of how Karen handled the situation because it was pretty low in her eyes.
Okay.
And Karen says, but you know what? When you own your stuff, you're good. So Karen said that she's good. And Mia was like, you know what? Like, I don't think it was that deep. Karen was probably just proud of me because she taught me well, and I got my flute, and we're still working on yours.
Wow.
Just so y'all know, Kiarna has a flute in the opening credits. So
does she?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Kiarna says, well, you needed a flute. I didn't. Mia tells her, you want to talk about your drug dealer boyfriend?
Okay.
And Ashley co-signs, and it's just like, yeah, that's something that we do know about. And Kiana says, the guy that I'm with now, he's a clinical social worker. Like, I'm not dating no drug dealer. And Mia says, the one in the past.
Ooh.
And Kiana asks, what about your past?
What about it?
And Mia tells her, I was a stripper turned entrepreneur, but she didn't have to go to the streets. And Kiana says, that is the streets.
That is the streets. It is.
Mia ends up calling Kiana Stitches because of her scar. And then Jacqueline pipes up talking about, we don't need to harp on people's past. And Wendy has to redirect Jacqueline and is like, your friend is the one who brought up the past. And Jacqueline didn't realize that. So now she got to be quiet.
And look, Jacqueline, you just listen, Wendy didn't even try to drag you and you end up getting dragged by Wendy.
Yeah.
But what is your thoughts on the whole Mia calling Kiana Stitches?
I think that's low down and dirty, but I'm just saying I expect that from Mia.
It's Mia.
Yeah. Like she, as proper as she wants to try to talk, she's the girl who is going to throw a drink in your face and smack a bag upside your head. This is who Mia is.
Yeah.
And if Bravo wants to take that liability, that's up to them. But I mean, Mia's she is what she is. I'll leave it at that.
Like Mia's going to take it to the gutter. She's going to take it to the gutter. She over here accusing so and so of being a valley girl and all this type of pristine and basically this being all prissy and things like that. Whole time Mia be trying to give that all, but it just don't land because Mia, you gutter.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like you take it to the streets. You get what I'm saying?
And Ashley asked, did Kiana have a scar on her forehead? Because she didn't see one. And Kiana gets mad and says, of all people, you asking me about a scar? So Kiana gets up to storm away. And Ashley's like, well, you have a skincare line. You were talking about your skincare line. I just wanted to know what you were using.
Wait a minute now.
And Kiana yells, don't ask me about my scar.
Blair, what is your thoughts on just the whole Ashley piping up saying, oh, dude, you still have a scar from that event that I threw that my friend kind of did to you?
I was like, my jaw was slack.
Yeah,
like, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, how do you respond to that other than dragging their head to the ground? Like, how do you respond to somebody having that much gall for someone being assaulted at your event by your friend and then come around the next year you asking them what happened to the scar on their face? No, you're taunting that lady.
Oh, yeah.
You're taunting that lady and then want to play around talking about, I just want to know about the skincare line. Please.
No.
Please.
You see, this is what
I just want to say, I'm not for violence, but I really don't know how you respond to something like that.
I'm about to tell
without getting active.
I'm about to tell you how you respond.
Tell me, babe.
You give her a matching scar.
Oh, okay.
That's how you respond. When she say, how is the scar? Where is the scar? You pick up your flute that you earned, Kiana, and you hit her upside the head, and then you say, look, we got matching scars. And I give you my skincare line so you can heal it and things of that nature. No. Ashley is just one of those people that's basically, she has, it's actually amazing that Ashley made it to this season. It actually is amazing because Ashley just gets in where she fits in. Yeah. She has no storyline. She really has no original, basically clapbacks at nobody. She harped on basically Mia going at Kiana and just basically put in her 2 cents and things like that and try to basically took it to the gutter as low as Mia did. So to ask this girl about her scar, now I will say this, right? I understand why Kiana want to feel defensive about Karen because when Kiana had to go to the emergency room to get stitches, Karen was there by her side basically as a motherly figure. So she's like, yo, back up off my TV mom.
Rode with her in the ambulance.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand that even though I feel like, you know what? Listen here, Karen don't need nobody to back her up. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, the acts about this girl's scar on the forehead and the thing about it is sometimes you got to prove people wrong. She actually felt comfortable and you got to make people feel uncomfortable. She should have gave her a matching scar so they both could be Stitches 1 and Stitches 2. Okay. You get what I'm saying? so they can really be twins. You get what I'm saying?
Jassy asked if Ashley wears glasses because if you look at her head, you can see that she has a scar. Okay. Wendy goes to check on Kiana and Stacy is saying, you know what, you guys, Mia, your friends were here last night. They were all elevating you and we were having a positive moment. Can we try to keep in the same spirit this morning? Okay. Kiana comes back and she says she plans on having fun, but she tells Ashley and makes her boundary clear that any conversation about the scar is off limits to you. And Jacqueline asks, well, how did it even come up? And Kiana turns to her and say, are you okay?
She's not. Jacqueline's not here with us. I don't know where Jacqueline is, to be honest. Like, everybody is having their turn with dragging Jacqueline. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't even know. Is Jacqueline trying to like earn a flute this season?
I feel like Jacqueline is trying to get dragged because
it's
like you're putting yourself in the midst of danger
that you
cannot defend yourself.
But
like
it's not danger until Jacqueline speaks. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like no one's talking to you. You wasn't there. You're not even part of it, to be honest. And then like you just ask like a dumb question, and then that's when I think Kiana really asks a real question. Like, are you okay?
But the thing is, Mia over here talking about Kiana trying to earn her flute, Jacqueline trying to earn hers and getting dragged in the mist.
Terribly.
And still ain't got no flute.
Terribly. Yeah, go ahead.
So Karen says, well, I just want to be messy real quick. And she asked Jacqueline, aren't you trying to work out things with Mr. PP?
Uh-oh.
And that's Jacqueline, the father of her children. And Jacqueline says, we're moving in the right direction as far as co-parenting and as well as our relationship. And Karen says, was that after the 25 convictions that he had? Did you stand by him?
Wait a minute
when it came to that?
Wait a minute.
And Jacqueline shares that it was an internal investigation within the police, and he lost his job, but he has another position as a police officer.
Ooh.
Karen says, well, Jacqueline has been an enemy to her. She has been spewing lies, but Karen is going to be spewing facts. Karen thought that she left him due to those charges. And Mia in the confessional was talking about Jacqueline stood by him, got hurt by him, went back to him, got hurt by him again. And I'm just like, Mia, are you helping your friend or hurting your friend?
I don't know what side Mia on. I really don't know, because like it's like everybody get a turn to drag Jacqueline, even Mia. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
And then Wendy talks to Mia and says, you talking about my friend's man when your friend has 24 convictions. And they're just like, no, this is Jacqueline's father of her children. We ain't talking about Jacqueline. And Wendy gets up to walk away because she's like, it's my birthday. I can't try to keep track of whatever y'all arguing about.
Okay.
So Karen just keeps swinging on ninjas.
Okay.
Karen is swinging. Ashley basically is talking about how Karen keeps her boxing gloves out, and then we see in the confessional Karen with the boxing gloves on, rumbling. And Ashley tries to say, well, everybody has a past. Like, we don't have to worry about that. Wendy and Stacy say, now everybody has a past. Everybody has a past.
Ashley did say, hey, everybody got a past, and now guess what? Now you're using your words against you now. Go ahead, keep going.
And Jacqueline says that she said one thing, and now Karen's talking about her child's father, and that is evil, pretty much.
Okay.
Stacy thinks that Jacqueline was out of place and just coming too hard, and Karen says, you don't start what you can't finish. Ashley is trying to get the girls together, trying to tell them to like relax, chill out, and Wendy tells her to sit down and shut up. And Stacy is yelling at Ashley saying, it is her birthday, show her some respect.
Yeah,
that had me rolling.
Okay.
Because Ashley, sit your behind down.
Keep going.
Jacqueline says, Karen, Patrick actually likes you. He tells me not to go too hard on you. And Karen was like, yeah, like Patrick talks to you.
Oh boy, but that eye roll Karen did. Now that
was a lethal eye roll.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Like he talks to you.
Yeah.
Wendy proposes a toast for this to be a good day and letting this be the low of the day. Only up from here. Please.
What is your thoughts on the scene, Blair?
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. It had me rolling. I was just like, it wasn't even a ping pong match. It was just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. And to me, like, I was just like, look, y'all try to come at Jacqueline, but y'all weak about it. If you're really going to, y'all can't try to come for Karen, but you were weak about it. Like, if you're really going to come to Karen and try to get her to take ownership of something, or to hold her feet to the fire, or whatever the case may be, like, do it and do it fully. But the previous day when Karen checked Jacqueline because she was like, I did not call you drunk. You called me asking for advice. I don't know why you want to sit up here and lie about me. And Jacqueline wants to start to cry. Maybe you shouldn't be the one to say anything to Jacqueline.
To Karen.
Yeah.
Right.
You shouldn't say anything to Karen. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on.
I'm about to say, you're a little too excited. You get what I'm saying? First of all, let me say this, right? The reason why, when she said, Karen, you're evil, Karen should have just said, I know. See, that's the thing about it. Karen stands in who she is. And she's like, I'm well respected in this group. if you go come for the king, you bet not miss. I used to box back in the day, right? Once I started getting bigger and taller, I stopped boxing because I had to go up in weight classes. I mean, I got to a point where everybody was punching hard, and I was like, I ain't trying to be hurt, right? I remember being in a round one time in a fight, in a sparring match, and the coach told me, Chris, you better do what you can do in this first round, because if you don't get him in this first round, you're gonna lose. And I lost, right? I lost badly. And that's what Karen is. You came at Karen last episode crying, being passive aggressive, talking about, oh no, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. You should have said, yes, I was trying to be disrespectful. She should have just said what she said, what I said last episode. Call her a drunk, right? That should be her calling card. Strong, and be standing in it. Don't allege in it. Don't look at the charges in a separate room away from her. Call her a drunk, because that's what you want to call her. But she don't want to do that in front of Karen. She want to do it in front of us. You get what I'm saying? But now you gave Karen time to not only drag you the day before, go to sleep, probably did her own research, right? And Karen is one of those people to where she's going to punch, and she punches hard. She's not going to box you. She's going to punch, and she's going to punch hard. Throughout that whole time, you see why basically Karen is basically the HBIC.
Yeah.
It's basically like, listen here, you're not going to finish me, and things of that nature. And then Jacqueline had to get up from sitting next to Karen to go sit next to Mia because she felt that heat too much. You get what I'm saying? Excellent scene of Real House of Potomac. Great scene by Karen.
Yeah. And I also just wanted to add, Karen talked about how, Jacqueline, you are going around this circle talking about me. Things are going to get back to me. I'm well respected in the circle.
Yeah.
And I do think that, like you said, if Jacqueline wants to make little slick comments and all this type of stuff, be prepared for Karen to come at you directly, even though you want to be passive aggressive and saying things behind her back. Say it to her face.
Exactly.
But she can't.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, because she's well respected in this group, you can't have conversations or side conversations with other people. You have to catch her off guard and basically say what you wanted to say and stand in it and be like, listen, this is what I mean. I ain't gonna be passive aggressive. No, this is what I mean. You are this. You was drunk driving, or like whatever you was alleged of doing, you know?
Yeah. Well, Jacqueline, as they do, scurry to a different room and whisper so Karen can't hear them. And she doesn't like that Karen keeps throwing salt. And she says, you're angry at me or at yourself.
What? Ew. Okay.
And Karen feels like she had to do what she had to do. She's telling Wendy and Stacy this. And they're telling her, look, Jacqueline couldn't handle it. And Karen doesn't throw rumors. She throws facts.
Okay.
Jacqueline feels that Karen continues to deflect. And Mia says Karen has 8 charges and Patrick had 24. Then they go ahead and read all of 8 of Karen's charges. Okay. Mia says, just say you were drinking and driving. Her court date is coming up. And at this point, I'm starting to get tired of Mia.
How so?
Because you addressed it with Karen. You talked to her about it in the car. You had your conversations with her. So if you're so concerned or you're trying to figure out what happened and you spoke with Karen and she gave you your answers, now it feels like you're just being a mean girl and digging by going through and all the screenshots, because these were screenshots. You didn't just pull up the website. You have these saved for what reason? I guess to do this. But I'm just like, what is your point? You already addressed it with her. She said what she was going to say. Now what's your point?
Yeah.
You know?
And then on top of that, you're not doing it in front of her. Like if you're going to do this, you know what I would have did? I would have had a projector at the house and I would have had my Bluetooth connected to it, and I would have had her charges on the wall so everybody can see.
With Stacy's attitude.
Right.
Like, girl, count 1. What's going on?
Right.
Like concern.
Like my thing is, you can't pussyfoot with Karen and things like that. She knows how to get people off her. And then on top of that, one thing I say about the 8 convictions, or I say the 8 alleged allegations to Karen and like the 24 alleged convictions to Patrick. Guess what? Patrick lost his job. Karen still got hers. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we doing here? You get what I'm saying?
And Karen tells the ladies, if you ever have to defend yourself, fight fire with fire.
Okay, thank you.
Stacy comes over to Mia no, Stacy's asking Karen, why does everyone have a hard on for Karen? And this is when she's going to talk to Mia. And Mia says she needs to own up to her stuff. And she asks Stacy, is this what you're defending? And pulls up the charges. Yeah. And Stacy tells her that she didn't know anything about the specifics of the charges. But Stacy still wants to make the point to them, like, if you're concerned, be concerned, but don't tear her down in the process. Mia tells her, well, do you think we need to take her to rehab? Like, she needs help. I'm just like, okay, you're just being a mean girl now. Yeah. You're just being nasty. Stacy tells Karen that they brought up the case screenshots and they're telling me not to stand up for you. And Karen, plays it how she has been, that these are allegations. She'll have her day in court. Yeah. And she can't talk about the details. Stacy says, well, it's not only that, they also said that we need to take you to rehab and we need to get you admitted for alcoholism. And she asked Karen, like, should I be worried about you?
What are your thoughts on Stacy and just that last scene?
I felt like Stacy was doing a little bit of bone collecting.
Yep.
But I don't mind. I mean, bone carrying. I don't mind because that's how you keep the party going. So yeah, I think Stacy might be a little concerned, possibly, but I really think most of it was her bone carrying and just being like, "Girl, listen to what they said about you and taking you to rehab on this trip." Yeah. So
I go back to the earlier scene. I think it was the first episode where they was in some type of store. And that's when we saw Karen did not get a drink of champagne when they was drinking and things like that. So I don't know how much I believe Stacy that she don't know, like, basically the seriousness of what Karen is going through. I think she's kind of playing the airhead role in this scene right here, and basically like, oh, they said we should take you to rehab and things like that. Like, we heard your concern in the first episode. So my only fear with Stacy is, Stacy, listen here, fire spreads. And the same fire that got on Jacqueline, that's on Mia, it can get to you. And you get what I'm saying? If you listen here, did y'all ever see that movie 300 and things like that? Did Blair, did you ever see the movie 300? Okay. Well,
that's the clips.
Give me a new co-host, y'all. Okay. Right. So when they was coming over to like the king and things like that, or like the general and stuff like that, the messenger was basically giving him the message of basically like, this is what the opposing army said and things like that. And guess what the general and like the king did to him? He killed the messenger. Send that back to him. So my thing is, Stacy, Karen will kill the messenger. Okay. You get what I'm saying? If you want to be the bone collector or bone carrier, whatever Blair said right there, you will have a lot of things to carry back. Bruises, scars, all these things, because Karen, she's still in fight or flight mode. She just came from outside saying, listen here, girls, don't do what I did, okay, but fight fire with fire. Then she comes back in the room.
No, she's saying do what I did,
right? Oh, no, she said that she do not want them to do what she did. Okay. But if you have to, fight fire with fire, right? Okay. And then she comes back in the house, and the first person in her face is Stacy talking about Mia said, well, first of all, why are you in the room with Mia?
Yeah, you was just talking to me.
Be careful, Stacy. You could get your head knocked off, too. Reality TV show style, not like real life. You get what I'm saying? Anything else, Blair?
This was just a fire episode. It was so many lines, like Karen many things. Karen did her thing. I mean, I even like Stacy's additions into the show. Have some respect. It's her birthday. So
Blair's a big fan of Stacy.
I really enjoy Stacy. So it was great. It was really great. So
Stacy's okay with me. Stacy's she's okay, because I'm hearing too many things. She don't know how to teach her daughter how to be black and things like that. And I'm just hearing too many things about Stacy. I'm literally like, one scene I like her, one scene I don't. One scene I like her, one scene I don't. This last scene left a bad taste in my mouth, because I'm like, Karen, you might got teacher.
But I will say, like, the newbies, minus Jacqueline, if you even want to consider her newbie.
No,
but the newbies are holding their own.
Actually, truth be told, Jacqueline might get a flute, because she may get a flute as the punching bag.
Maybe.
Like because it's like it's actually, until it gets to the point to where we actually feel sorry for you. Right now, it's entertaining. Yeah. Right. Jacqueline, come on every scene, right? Because what you're doing is Karen, and that's the funny thing about it. Karen knew this season was going to be about her, because she's been through it. So like, what you think you can like surprise her with her own convictions, with her own like stuff. She's like, I know y'all gonna talk about me. So she's been sparring, she's been practicing, and I love the fact, and I know some people wish Candiace was still on the show. I personally like that Candiace is not on the show because sometimes Candiace just take it a little bit too far. I know, like we say, Mia take it to the gutter, but with the stitches and stuff like that, but nobody try to hear all that cussing and things of that nature with Candiace. And I guess I'm a big fan of Candiace, right? But I like the fact that we got almost like a balance on this season, and the season just feels fun. Yeah, there's no tension. You get what I'm saying? It just feels fun. Listen, anything else? Yeah,
Jacqueline boxing out of your weight class.
Yeah.
Choose somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's anyone else you can choose on it.
No.
Choose on the show. But yeah, that's all I got.
She out there looking like me trying to fight that guy. You know what I'm saying? That guy whipped my behind, boy. But other than that, I have nothing else to add. Do you, Blair?
That's it.
Subscribe, like, share, comment. We see y'all next time.
Bye.